Hello again, and welcome to another of my vlogs. I thought we'd go south of the river today. With living in Billingham, you're soon out into the country if you go to the north. But going south, we have to get through the urban sprawl. And so, as you've seen, I've come down by the A19 and down and along towards the barrage. There are really only 3 crossings of the Tees that we could take. There's the one behind over Newport Bridge, which would lead us to go through Middlesbrough. We can then use the one that we're going to use today, which is the crossing on the way up to Ingleby Barrack, and at least for part of that ride we've got a bit of a greenway. Third way is crossing at Low Dinsdale, which is fully out in the country, but as we did that last time, I thought I'd go a different way today. Here we are approaching the barrage, but as you can see I can't go straight on today. They've got works going on, so I'll have to make a detour through the centre. I'm going to make my way along the North Shore into Stockton and then out onto Queen Elizabeth Way, which will take me up to Ingleby Barrack. Continued to use the cycle pass, with which Ingleby Barrack is well served, to make my way through the town. Finally, I've emerged on the northern edge of Ingleby Barrack, and now I'm going to turn right and make my way out to Maltby. We're in Maltby now, and I'm going to be making my way out to Thornton and then Newby. We've done that ride before, and I'll put a link to it in the corner. However, as we leave Maltby, we have to descend Maltby Bank, and as I mentioned last time, care is required as you go down. There's a steep right hand turn at the bottom, and it often has lots of gravel on it, so I can't reiterate this enough times. If you come this way, be very careful on the descent. And look, snowdrops. That's the first I've seen this year. We're leaving Thornton Village and we're now right out into the countryside. Pity it's taken us the best part of 23 kilometres to get here, but this road ultimately would take us to Seymour, but further along we'll turn left on the road for Newby. I suppose you're wondering where we're going today. Well, I'll give you a hint. We're going to pass through a couple of villages, one of which has Great in its name, and the other one, which is quite close, has Little in its name. We're probably only about 7 or 8 kilometres away from the one that says Great. Here in Newby, we'll turn right and climb up through the village as we did last time. Last time we came along here, we carried straight on, but today we're going round to the left. We're going to make our way through to the first village using a very minor road. But first we're going to have to travel along a main road for a few hundred metres before turning left into the minor road of Tunstall Lane. This road is variously known as Tunstall Lane or Green Lane. Seem to be able to use the names interchangeably, and if my last clue to where we were going wasn't clear enough, that one in front should be. There's a beautiful effect down here with the trees form an archway over the road. Much better of course in summer when there's the green leaves out, but still looks a beautiful sight ahead. The lane runs right through the middle of a livery stable and passes a few more on the way down to meet the A172, which runs from Middlesbrough out to Stokesley. One tricky thing along this road is the ford. It's damp today, but sometimes there's quite a bit of water in it, and it's necessary to use a little footbridge just to the right. We've arrived at the roundabout with the A172 and we're going straight across today and making for the first of our villages, the one with the title Great in it, which we'll enter from the northern end. I'm sure you'll all have guessed that the first village we're coming to is Great Ayton. Just round the corner here, if you continue straight on, you'll come to the green in Great Ayton. But we're turning left here and making for the second village I mentioned, Little Ayton. Just before the bridge here, you could turn left and go up to Fletcher's farm, cafe and shop. But today I'm just continuing straight on. I've now turned left and making my way out on the Easby Road, and the field to my left used to be used for farming deer, but since last year there's been no deer in it. I'm not sure whether they're being moved inside for the winter or to another field somewhere else, or maybe even the venison business hasn't been too good during the pandemic and the farm is closed. I've just stopped quickly on the road to Easby to give you a look at Rosebery Topping with its typical sharp edge down the side. The result of quarrying from the side of the hill. And then there's a ridge that runs along all the way around until you get to Captain Cook's monument. Easby to the left or Stokesley to the right. I think with the wind picking up and going to be in my face, I'm just going to take a turn to the right and make my way back to Stokesley. Just out for an easy ride today after all the days of wind. You might be able to hear the wind that we're riding into now. It's nothing compared to the winds that we had over the weekend as two named storms came past the northeastern side of the UK. Just nice to get out and have a nice easy ride to get back in the saddle. And now for the ride through Stokesley High Street. Second opportunity for a cafe stop if you want. At Tame here I'd normally turn right and make my way up to Seymour before going back down towards Ingleby Barrack. But today, with this headwind, I'm just going to continue on for about another 5 kilometres to Hutton Rugby. Might as well use the wind for a bit of power work, because wind's just really hills in a gaseous form. Down the hill into the east end of Hutton Rugby. The camera battery died as I came down the hill towards the west end of Hutton Rugby, and I've decided not to go through the dip today, but just to turn right and make my way back across towards the Seaton to Hilton Road. Up ahead's the left turn for Weary Bank, and I did think about it earlier this morning, but with the wind coming straight down Weary Bank, and this supposed to be an easy ride to get my legs going again, I've decided against that. I'm not going to go through Hilton today, but I'm going to make my way along Roger Lane as we've done many times to Maltby. No stopping at the farm shop today. Don't need anything today. I'm leaving Maltby in the opposite direction to which I passed through it this morning. And rather than go all the way back into Ingleby Barrack, I've decided to make my way back to the barrage through Thornaby, which I haven't done for quite a while. It'll be interesting to see how busy it is on the way through. So we come down and we join Long Lane, turn right onto it. And then turn left towards Thornaby. The last time I was down this road was when I was doing a 100-kilometre ride within the boundaries of Stockton Borough Council and had to go up and down on the roads in the industrial estate to the right. It's much busier now than it was then, right in the middle of the pandemic, and right ahead of us is a Spitfire to memorialise the airfields that was around here in the Second World War. I'm back at the barrage, and as you can see, they're doing some work on the Archimedes screws at the moment. It's been quite an enjoyable ride. Bit of windy at times, but the whole point of the ride was to go out and have a fairly easy ride. So into the wind, I've been using the gears and just making it easy to pedal up. No massive hills today, just getting the legs going again. I've currently completed about 64 kilometres, and I think I'm going to try and get it up to approximately 80 kilometres. Back again to the Newport Bridge. We're at the Portrack roundabouts now, and once across the road here I'd normally turn left and go up the side of the A19, but today I decided to turn right, and we'll make our way to Oxygen Corner. As you can see, there's a fantastic cycle path along here. It was installed decades ago when many of the workers at the chemical works of ICI and the shipbuilding yards at Haverton Hill used to cycle to their works and back home at night. At Haverton Hill, I turned left to go up past the protein plant where they make the basic material for Quorn, and up to Cowpen Bewley. At Cowpen Bewley, I'm going to turn right here to go across the level crossing and make my way around the north of Billingham. But typical, I've got to wait on a train passing. To ensure that I make the 80 kilometres minimum for today, I'm going up through Wolverhampton to go home rather than going straight there. I've almost completed my ride now, only just over 2 kilometres until I'm home. I've thoroughly enjoyed the ride today. As you see, we don't always have to do 100 kilometres, and we don't always have to be rushing, and there doesn't always have to be a lot of hills. The important thing when you go out on your bike is to enjoy yourself. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me today to see a new way out to Great Ayton and Little Ayton. I'll finish the vlog here, and then I'll make my way home, coming into Billingham from the northwest. Thank you for watching, and if you like these videos, please think about subscribing to the channel. Until we meet again, bye for now and stay safe.